Class B now, and let's start at the top with number 1 Norris, 18-2. They'll face number 8 Blair, 11-11. Could we have an upset here?
No. Everybody in Class B that was towards the bottom wanted to go out to Alliance and play. Alliance was a soft number 1, to be honest. No disrespect to them, but their schedule and the point system rewards that schedule. Alliance lost 87-40 to Scott in December, and this was right around the time that Scott was losing 39-23 to Grand Island Central Catholic, your number 1 team in C2. We'll talk about Scott in a minute, but Norris trade Devereaux, and he's part of a front line that goes 6'6", 6'5", 6'5". It's a great feat for Blair to get there for the first time in 15 years. Well, I think it's a short stay for the Bears. Sorry, Nick Rubick.
That 4-5 game, all these 4-5 games are great. Another good one. Number 4 Platteview, 20-4. Number 5 Elkhorn, 17-7.
Well, it is round 3 for these two teams. Elkhorn won 57-55 and then lost to Platteview on a neutral court 59-54. Kyler Milliken, 641 points as a sophomore, topped 1,000. He's only the 4th sophomore in state history to get to 1,000 that we know of. He's got to go against Elkhorn's 1-3-1 defense. Good front line. You've got Drew Crystal, Husker baseball recruit, all Nebraska football player, solid basketball player. Colton Ewing for the Antlers. I think this one might be the first one to 50. I like Elkhorn in this one.
All right. And the other side of the bracket, number 2 Scott, who you mentioned, 18-4. They'll face number 7 Waverly, 15-6. On the football field, that's a nice rivalry game. How does that look in Lincoln?
I think it looks like a Scott win. Waverly really has struggled to score this year. Both teams are very good defensively, but Waverly's has trouble, self-admitted. You've got Waverly averaging only 48 points a game. They shot better in their home gym against Scottsbluff. Again, that was another one of those games where the Western teams just weren't of the same caliber this year. It was a down year for the West after some very good years. Thinking of Alliance winning state titles and Scottsbluff winning state titles. Sydney getting to a state final a few years back. Goes in cycles, and this year it's in the East, and Scott really. I saw the end of their win over Norris on February 9th after the Bellevue West Waukee game. They're playing very good defense. They're getting contributions from a lot of kids. Charlie Fletcher, one of the 2 starters back from last year's undefeated state championship team. He's averaging 13.5. Gotta like the Skyhawks here.
And then that final Class B first-round game, number 3 Elkhorn Mount Michael, 20-3. They'll face the Orangemen, number 6 Beatrice, 16-6.
Well, until this year, those two teams probably would have played 2 or 3 times, but Beatrice left the River Cities for the Trailblazer Conference that's new. So this is the first meeting. Beatrice took advantage of playing a Western team to get to state. Beatrice lost at Nebraska City for the first time since at least the 1990s, if not before, in sub-districts, but came back to beat Aurora in a district final. Elliot Juergens leads the Orange in scoring and rebounding, but they're facing a Mount Michael team. I mean, these kids, 5 of the top 6 in their rotation are 4-year regulars for the Knights, and it's just hard to see them not advancing for another shot against Scott. Caleb Brink is averaging 14.5 a game. Brad Bennett's at 13, and Joseph Chenard at 11.2, and Mount Michael's averaging 64 a game, and I think they can get that again.
And should note as well, same as girls here, We'll have Tuesday and Wednesday to kick off the day at Pinnacle. First round games at 9 and 11:15 each day for Class B, and then their semifinals will be Friday afternoon.
Right. The crystal ball says that Norris beats Elkhorn in the semis, and Scott and Mount Michael. That's going to be just a war, and I like Scott in that one. And then ultimately Scott and Norris rematch, and I think Scott wins again.
Scott continuing their winning ways. It's winning ways.
They with Kyle Juergens as coach, they've become one of Class B's premier programs, and I think they have to make room for another basketball trophy there.
And it would be pretty impressive for the Skyhawks' first season without Tyson Gordon, who, I mean, we've acknowledged all he did there was win, and he seemed like he's what made the engine go. They're right back there, 2 seed, and crystal ball favorite for the title.
Luke Scar's been a very good inside player a couple of years for them. Guard by committee, both offensively and defensively, and as we record this is like my fourth breakdown of Monday morning as we shove everything in before the state tourney starts. But I see this being a low-scoring Class B tourney. I think one thing that this field really lacks, aside from Trey Devereaux at Norris, is a top scorer, somebody that's just an absolute playmaker. I take that back. Connor Milliken from Platteview, 641 points, for the Trojans. But beyond those two, there's not. It's scoring by committee, and I think we're going to see a lot of 50-45 games, whereas Class A, I think, is going to be much more high scoring, and I think certainly in the semis you're going to see 2 exciting games.